So we'll start with Hello Kitty. Next up, we have our favorite side tool, our alcohol prep pads. They're great when it comes to cleaning up tools if you've been using rhinestone gel, and it gets the job done fast for your brushes and all your items. Next, we'll use a standard number 6 brush for our rhinestone gel. So we have one of my favorite brushes from Modelones. It has a double brush, but we're going to be using the finer tip side here. It's the standard tip. We're going to be using this one for the detail that we're going to add to the bead pen topper. Next up, we have our rhinestones, because you know we're going to make her super sparkly and pretty. Can't forget our rhinestone gel. This is the Beetles rhinestone gel. I absolutely love this one because it's got the high viscosity and it sticks a lot better when you're applying rhinestones. It'll give it the ability for you to continue working without everything falling off. Now, I know we mentioned we're going to add rhinestones right here to that bow. However, these little accents, the blue and red sprinkles, they're going to need some love, and that's where our next item is going to come into effect. Next, we're going to use these two colors from the SXC Gel Art series. They are great for the sprinkles. We can't forget our waffle cone. It's going to have some cute blingy gel right along those lines. To make that happen, we're going to use the SXC Gel Art with the gold glitter. And last but not least, we want to lock in our color using the Beetles top coat. I just love the Beetles brand, so I'm not paid by them. There is no compensation here. I just absolutely love their products, and it's what I've been using to also bling up my creations. And of course, we can't forget our wax pen for our rhinestones. You're going to go ahead and have that addition as well. So there you have it. Those are all the supplies we're using. Now let's get to work. We'll start off by applying our rhinestones. I'm using a 3mm rhinestone. This one is a light pink rhinestone. So we're going to make sure we pull our gel. We don't need a ton on the brush. This stuff does spread really well, but always swirl it so that that string doesn't come up and get all over everything. It is UV gel, so you don't want it sticking in places that it shouldn't be. We're going to apply it all around the bow. I want to leave that middle piece empty. Actually, you know what? Let's just go for it. Why not? Let's finish up the rest of the bow. I'm just going to get that color all over the bow. All right, and now we've got that rhinestone gel all over that color, and we're ready for our rhinestone application. Don't forget to clean your brush. You don't want to inadvertently have the resin glue harden on your brush. Make sure to also close up your rhinestone gel. You don't want any light inadvertently hitting your rhinestone gel. I love these rhinestone organizers. Got them off of Amazon, and I think it's like $30 for the whole set. It comes with a ton of these little cases so you can put your beads. I actually put the bead size, that is a 3, I messed up, and I rhinestone gel a rhinestone right on the case so I can see the color and the size as well. It's great to organize your rhinestones, and it makes it easy to grab them when you are putting on your embellishments. Let's begin by applying the 3mm rhinestones. Now, there is a larger circle here in the middle of the bow, right, the knot. If you have a large enough rhinestone, you can most definitely make that part of that, put that big old rhinestone on there, but we don't want to make it too big. Plus, I don't have one that gigantic. And tap it in place. That looks super cute. Let's get the rest of it done. All right, we are done. As we know, the bow part on the right-hand side of the Hello Kitty is always a little bit bigger. So there's 4 rhinestones here, 3, 2, 3 in the middle, another 2, and then 3 on the smaller side of the bow. So it made a perfect circle with one inside for that bow knot. Definitely want to wipe our wax tool. Now, when it comes to curing your rhinestone gel, you can use a handheld wireless UV lamp, or you can use a big LED lamp just like this one and fully cure the rhinestones to the rhinestone gel. Now I'm going to go with option B. It gives it all around coverage, and as I mentioned, if you cover your items, you don't have to worry about anything curing while that light goes on. I'm going to give it 90 seconds. I'm going to go with option B. I have her seated inside, and it's going to give it that full coverage in one shot, so I don't have to double cure it or have to waste any additional time. It only needs the 60 seconds, so let's get started. All right, now that it's done curing, we're going to go ahead and grab her out of there. As you can see, they do not move, they don't budge, they're ready to go, and now we can do the next step. All right, we're ready for our next step. We're going to color in our sprinkles. I love using these resin coasters just because it's easier to put the color on the dish and then close up the bottle. All right, so let's start coloring our red sprinkles. Now, a lot of these have the color already, but the ones in the back did not. So we want to make sure we paint those. Now, when you're using gel nail polish for the painting, if you put way too much paint or it just somehow globs on, this is the best reason why I love having these little alcohol wipes. You just wipe away the mistake, right? You're not messing up the actual item. You just wipe away the mistake and let it dry and continue on. Now, even though we have color already on the items that you're seeing here with these sprinkles, we want the color to be consistent throughout. So we want to make sure we recolor even those items that are painted. All right, so we've colored our red sprinkles. Now let's do the blue. As you can see, the color is offset on this particular sprinkle, so that is exactly why we go over it with our paint. Don't forget to clean the tip of your brush. All right, let's get started on our blue. All right, we're done adding our color. If you feel you need another pass at it after you've cured it the first time, you can go ahead and cover over that initial part of the color just to give it that darker tone. You can also use base gel if you feel that the tone of the item in the background is just a little bit darker, and so you need it to stick a little bit more onto the base gel. So let's go ahead and cure this and then get to work. Gave it the second go and it looks awesome. Next, we're going to add our gel art glitter. Remember, we're only going to use this on those raised lines on the waffle cone. We're also going to add some of the glitter to the sprinkles we created, only because it gives it that extra oomph of fancy and sparkly and cute. And then we are going to seal it all up with the top coat. Now, before we put on the gel art glitter, I want to make sure I coat the base of the waffle cone with the base gel. Now that we've coated the whole base, let's go ahead and cure it. For this application, we're coating it in the base gel because the glitter gels are typically a lot more runnier than the normal paints. And we wanted adding a sparkle, not having it drip all over the place.